So we've covered quite a bit of ground here, and I'm particularly interested in the knowledge you would bring from the administration side. You've already stated that it's you expect the experience to be different from the council side of things. On the amalgamation, what what directions do you think might provide more opportunity with amalgamation? I know I've asked you a couple of questions before. I wanted you to just think more openly about the benefits of amalgamation. Maybe talk a little bit on the business side we haven't touched.
The amalgamation will provide the opportunity of having an economic development officer. Where they'll look after a lot, be able to help out in the businesses, be able to provide the support the businesses need. And sometimes it can be as simple as helping them write grants and
Yeah.
that sort of information.
Okay. There's often discussion about red tape and red tape reduction. And when you talk about writing grants, that's typically beyond the municipal level. But what about the improvements over the last while that you've seen in red tape?
Turner Valley has worked very hard to reduce the red tape, especially for planning, and where there's always staff available to come help somebody, with any of the planning issues. We also have the other resources on hand to help with economic development, business.
Mhm. So one of the roles you might provide is a sort of a liaison between business and some of the administration structure, because you know what goes on inside the administrative structure.
That's correct.
Okay.
Not as a counselor, because that would be left to administration.
Yes, yeah, but there's always the point of contact. Often people will go to their elected officials looking for some kind of help,
Yeah.
support.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just by providing them with a name.
Have you thought much about the time and effort it would take to go into this role? And of course, there is some compensation for that as well.
A very limited amount of compensation. You don't go into this role for compensation.
Right.
You go in to give back to your community.
Right.
As I said, I am retired, so I do have the time
Yeah.
to spend working on committees and helping where I need.
Right, and you're not averse to digging into some of the details, and it takes there's quite a bit of paperwork that comes to council.
Yeah.
And it needs to be read before
And questions,
sessions.
yeah, and notes made
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
you arrive, yeah.
It's also very collaborative with the weak mayor system that we have, where everybody gets one vote and there's differences of opinion. What are your thoughts on the collaborative process of municipal government?
I believe there's many benefits to it. And, again, by just working together and, I really don't know what else to
Yeah, so
tell
you're
you.
not you think it's a good process, though, that involves the collaboration. People will have discussions, sometimes,
Yeah, and more,
difference of opinions.
Yeah. I think you can expect that with any organization. You're not always going to agree,
Right,
but you do have to come to a consensus.
right,
And you always have to remember that as an elected official, you're there for the residents. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It has to benefit all the residents.
right. Did you, I'm not sure if I gave you opportunity to talk about your experience with other organizations as well. You had some volunteer experience, I believe.
I began helping out. Volunteering has always been very important to me, and I began helping out with our children's local sports teams. I sat on parent school council. I sat on church boards. I have been involved with the Turner Valley Discovery Day Committee. I have been involved with the Friends of the Turner Valley Pool. That was for 20 years. I was part of the dream team for the Turner Valley Triathlon. And most recently, I sit on the executive board of the Sheep Creek Arts Council.
Right, so that takes your experience beyond being primarily a civil servant then,
Yes,
right, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good rounding of that. So is there anything else that you'd like to, contribute that I may have missed in this?
I mean, I guess my
Now
big.
that the lights are on, you can see.
My goal is just to, to make our community the best that it can be.
Right.
And where it's just more than where you live. It's also a place of where you want to be proud to live here.
Yeah.
And that is my goal.
Okay. So thanks very much for your time, Hazel, and
Thank
I'd like
you.
to remind all of the people that they should get out and vote for their preferred candidates in this upcoming municipal election.
And Thursday is our advance poll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Thursday, so